Hello, welcome to the garden. It's the last day of April, so I'm just squeezing this in time, but I've been waiting for the weather to look a bit nicer because it's been a bit gloomy this week. So here we go. I'm going to do a quick squeeze round so you can see I'm right in the middle of the garden. I've got Zigzag whizzing about behind me. Can you see him there? Right, I'm going to turn this camera around. Let's get started. So as you might imagine, a lot has happened in the last month. The cow parsley is now starting to rise up. Here's the meadow saxifrage. And the long grass is starting to creep upwards, which is rather fabulous. In fact, I'm talking about going on a scything course with my husband, and then we can put the mower to bed forever. Seems quite important to mention that now, as tomorrow is the first day of May and the beginning of No Mow May. Here come the laburnum flowers. The last cherry, all but gone now. More washing. Now, I love this. Look at this. A little geranium fern. I'm hoping it'll start to self-seed through all of the long grass. You've got plenty of it in the flower beds, but look at that cow parsley. The bluebells, Spanish bluebells unfortunately, but I still love them. Now, you probably can't see here, but this is the lilac. I'll go into the courtyard and you can get a better look at it. Now, I did not order these yellow tulips, but I suppose they look rather jolly. That's about all you can say for them. That is really not my kind of yellow. However, that lilac really is. Look at it. And over here, the honeysuckle has started. Oh, it smells delicious. And the grapevine is starting to chuck out leaves, which is rather wonderful. And I've had to do watering in here. I still haven't sorted out my pots in here properly, but it's on the list when Mr. Wild goes. Here he is. No doubt we'll capture him knocking the head off something. Crazy little beast. So, the hellebores have now been covered with aqualegias that are springing up everywhere. They're not really out yet. Give it a day or two. Mind you, with no rain in the forecast and no rain for weeks, it's amazing anything's putting on any growth. Look at these fantastic allium flowers, bulbs I put in this year. Actually, that's not the best example, I'll show you some more. Now, I think I showed you this before, this little pot. Don't know what happened to these frits. I just wonder if they got too dry. Anyway, they've survived and they've pushed up flowers. But it's probably not been the best spring. I know they don't like to be wet, but nor do they like to be too dry. It's my neighbours chatting over the hedge. Little clusters of narcissus. A final little magnolia. And look at these leaves just emerging. Aren't they stunning? So beautiful. Wallflowers, still doing their thing. The honesty, just love the honesty. The grass is starting to get longer around here as well. This looks really, really good when it comes up. And can you see the water lilies now beginning to arrive? Let's see if I can show you some more of those alliums. There we go. There's some there. Just such dainty little things. Love them. So I'm glad they've appeared to be happy. Little pockets of lily of the valley. I have seen some flowers. There's no flowers there. Don't know why I'm showing you that one. Look at the pheasant's eye. Hello, beautiful. Is there anything more perfectly pure? Just exquisite. More honeysuckle up here. And, because you might not see these in May because they'll be over, the Philadelphus buds. Won't be long before we have some beautiful Philadelphus. A little bit of black fly maybe? Is that, what was that, green fly? It's a nice little feast for the ladybirds. And a remaining tiny bit of soil from plant grow. Use so much of it. Not much to show you in that bed, as you can see now the oak trees are coming out. It's very shady and dry. The Extraordinaire is just hanging on in there. Look at all the little Nigella seedlings. All these little bits are self-sown, and as you can probably imagine, they're encouraged and allowed to stay. The insects have been feasting on this, what do you call it? Oh, good grief, completely forgotten. It's a type of comfrey. This laburnum that's in the sun, oh, zigzag, has begun to unfurl, look. We got in here. Now here I've planted some of those. This little plug from Susie at Picked at Dawn, that's the amazing grey poppy. Another one there, another one there, and this was from Juliet at Barnhouse Flowers. That little pink. Good grief, what's it called? You know what it is, you can see it. That Aquilegia looks like it's about to burst open. That's going to be beautiful. Now look at these. These were very expensive, these bulbs, which is why there's not very many. Aren't they glorious? I'm hoping they'll gently spread. I think I had 6 whole bulbs. And here I've planted meadow geranium. I collected the seed late summer from a meadow, literally about 4 doors down. And it germinated, and I've got, I don't know, 7 little plants in here. Which, there's another one, tucked in. They seem to be surviving despite no water. It's a bit of a worry. Here's the tulips. Look at them. They're not going to be here much longer. Aren't they fabulous? Poor old beehives with no bees in. Hopefully we'll remedy that soon. And then we've got the more ornamental beds, skirted with beautiful forget-me-not. Hello, little thing. Aren't you lovely? Oh, just smells so nice. There must be some brown sugar. Tulips around here somewhere. Look at the forget-me-not. And the sunshine through the tulips. How beautiful is that? Look at that fat-footed dog. He's a wild beast. We love him. The roses are looking quite good, thankfully. Now I'm going to lift the camera up and show you something that broke my heart this week. My neighbours had 2 glorious, glorious limes. Wow. They did have permission to do it, but look at it. That is not my favourite view from the garden now. Hopefully they'll recover. I can't really imagine why it was done, but there we go. I'm going to have to just accept it. Focus on the beauty down here. Look at this one. This is a whopper. This is as tall as me, this cow parsley. It is in the shade, so maybe that's why. The spirea is now finished. But look at the Physocarpus. Look at that foliage. It's coming. And here, now I've waited for this for it must be 5 years. A peony! Tree peony. I've got more buds coming. So exciting. You win some, you lose some. My limes, untouched. I don't know. I'm sure they had their reasons. Hello, Zigzag. Now in here, I know it looks like it's full of weeds, but it's Jack by the hedge. It's a kind of wild garlic. You can eat it. And the insects just love it. And this doesn't last very long. And then everything else starts to push through. including the mint that was here before we came here 20 years ago and is absolutely all riddled through this bed, impossible to get rid of, so you just have to live with it. It does mean we have lots of lovely fresh mint to use all the time. There we go, here's some on the edge. Fresh mint to use all of the time. Now it won't be long before I'll be pushing through here, pushing through all this cow parsley. Just one of my favourite things to do. Just like zigzag is. More geranium fern, look at it. Beautiful. One of my favourite paths in the garden this time of year. Now let me show you the ranunculus. Oh, bit of Solomon's seal. Hello, little beautiful thing. And look at these. Aren't they just incredible? There's nothing quite like a fern unfurling. Just prehistoric, aren't they? Glorious things. What have you found, Zigzag? What have you found? And you can see I've got a little zigzag trap because I was watering. Well, you can kind of see where he went inside and rolled about in the middle of it all. So now he can't get in here. I need to pick some of these. So many buds, just fantastic. Let's see if we can sneak in and I can show you a bit closer up. I think it's time to unveil the dahlias as well, don't you, Zigzag? Oh, and look at the beach. The big lorry just went past. Isn't that stunning? Lots of little beauties to cut today. Gosh, it's quite warm in here. I might have to water in here once I've cut. Oh, there's a butterfly. I'll come and save him in a minute. Him or her. And I've decided, oops, trying to get out of my zigzag trap, it's trapped me. I've decided that I'm not going to follow the convention of rows and all that nonsense anymore. So I'm going to slowly start infilling and I'm just going to see what happens. I don't want to interfere too much. I just want to see what happens with just a little bit of gentle curating if necessary. So what I've got going on here, for example, this is all self-sown. It's kind of what I want to encourage everywhere. Now I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but my goodness, this makes me happy. And it makes all of the creatures happy. Does it make you happy, Zig? Yeah, he's happy. Peonies are coming. So I don't quite know how it's going to work out here. This will just be I don't know, my thoughts keep developing on this all of the time. We'll see. The rocket made it through the winter. It's looking fantastic. I really need to use that in an arrangement. And then look at the apple blossom. Looking beautiful too. And I've got this has come out. We were supposed to have a frost last night, so I was a bit worried about it, but it didn't happen. And I hope that's going to be the last threat of frost. And then I can have this covered in cobia. My roses still look happy. And I did treat myself to a wisteria. We had one on the house and it died. And they say you should buy a wisteria in flower. So that's what I did. Started to pick the asparagus, which I think I might have mentioned is particularly weedy. But then you get some quite nice fat ones as well, through the weeds. We only picked it yesterday, so there's not much here. And the sweet peas are starting to climb. And this calendula is all self-sown. So when the ranunculus are finished, that greenhouse is coming down because it's really dangerous. I think I've mentioned that before. Last year we had dahlias in here, and now I've just dotted it through with various seedlings. See what happens. Some chrysanthemum cuttings I had. Cold frames are filling up. These guys are still pumping out the blooms. But look, I think I'm going to be able to split that into something sensible. Maybe a couple of 2, 3 plants there. And I should say at least 2 plants here. So there'll be even more for next year. And I've got lots to do. I've got to clear this because I've got tomato plants coming. I cheated and I did an order from Rocket Gardens for some veg and things, which is coming this month, May. And Mr. Zigzag is supposed to be going this week, so I will be able to start dealing with all of these little things and getting them into the garden. Look at all these dahlias. They've all just sprung up. These nasturtiums. Are they ever going to forgive me for still keeping them in there? Trouble is, if I put them in pots, which is what I plan to do, I know somebody will think that that's a bit of a treat. This compost I've been using has been growing the most amazing mushrooms. But that's good. It's good that the soil has got healthy fungi in there. So maybe when I do this at the end of May, you'll be seeing aubergine and tomato plants in here. What do you think, Hazig? So there you go, the grand tour of April. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you back out here in May.